And you're absolutely right about safety in travel. After 2 individuals were arrested with terrorism-related charges in Canada yesterday, the world realized that not only planes were targets of destruction. I traveled to the local Amtrak station to see how strict their security is. Here at the St. Cloud Amtrak station, you might be surprised to hear that you have to keep track of your own luggage. Students are also able to find out about emergencies via text message with the Star Alert system. It's a struggle that is faced when developing new businesses. Should old businesses be demolished to make way for the new?
History is a good thing. We can always remember these things, but we also have destiny in front of us, so future.
The Shawamigan Food Co-op is facing a decision of having to knock down 2 buildings in order to have enough parking for the building's future.
But with the advances that they're making in store size and additional activities that they're planning, why I can definitely see that it could be a problem in the future.
However, the co-op has heard negative feedback from local community members about their need for parking expansion.
Part of the community that really focuses on the wellness component of the co-op's mission, and as a part of that they really had hoped that we would focus on walkability and bikeability, something that we already do focus on with our co-op that we have now. We have walking and biking programs. So they don't particularly like the idea of tearing down these buildings for more parking.
However, the co-op is ready to listen.
We're not here to make this happen without any kind of discussion, and we definitely are here and listening.
And others are willing to make a sacrifice and say goodbye.
I'm glad about what they're trying to do. It's making way for the new, doing away with the old, making way for the new. I'm glad they're going to be employing people. I want to see Ashland prosper, and if this prosperity, then I'm...
KBJR 6 and Range 11, I'm Krystal Frasier.
Meet Paul Hoshin and Brian Meisinger. These 2 men who work in the town of Cold Spring are fighting to find a way to keep the current water flow going at the Cold Spring Brewery. The DNR and the brewery are battling over the amount of water the brewery uses. The brewery is trying to find another water source, which local taxpayers would pay for.
It's a major expense. We're not sure how much money yet because we haven't found the water source. It's approximately $370,000 per mile of horizontal pipe. So it makes a big difference if we can find a good water source right next to an existing pipe or if it's 5 miles away.
The brewery employs many citizens of Cold Spring. The impact of the DNR's decision would affect the way a business is run.
It won't impact our sales or anything per se. It is a major expense for us, being our product is water-based, mostly water, so having to buy that from the city at the quantity we use, it'll be a major expense on the company.
It is unknown as to where the funds for the brewery will come from, but citizens won't have to worry about losing jobs or sale prices of the beer. What we do know is
the fight continues.
And at the end of the day, the gloves come off to work closely with the DNR to find a solution. Reporting from Cold Spring, Krystal Frasier, UTVS News. Students are used to learning about fire and tornado safety at school, but some students attending SCSU are now learning about something new: violent and hostile confrontation.
It's encouraged for the professors to have an open conversation with their classes, with their students about their concerns and about their fears and what their plan of action is. We always want people to have a plan of action.
And some professors are giving their students a plan of action by going over the Emergency Procedure Handbook.
And have a plan for how they're going to respond, the more organized and systematic that response can be in an emergency.
Some students, like Mike Fabre, think it should be mandatory.
I think it should be. You know, after everything we've been through this year, with all these different accidents going on and everything, I think it's important to have some, some protocol to go over it, just so students know that those are, the school cares about that.
Students are also able to find out about emergencies via text message with the Star Alert system.
Student David Ratchett says there can be more room for improvement.
Have public safety come into a few of the classes and talk about it. That would make people, well, I feel safe, but some people may not, and that would probably make people lean towards feeling more safe, I guess.
Students are also reminded to always call 911 first in an emergency. For UTVS News, Krystal Frasier. Every day they crisscross the country, from small towns to big cities. They carry passengers to visit family and friends. However, something seems to be missing from this traveling experience. Security check. At the St. Cloud Amtrak station, passenger Linda Mortensen says that on a trip a few years ago, she and a friend noticed the lack of security.
That with all the security at airports, there really is none that we have ever known about at train depots, which we thought was a little bit unusual because a lot of people do travel by train. And there's a lot of traffic, I think, in the city, big city areas where you think of terrorism more.
The lack of security could cause worry. Yesterday, 2 individuals were arrested on terrorism-related charges in Canada.
I'm concerned because there are acts of terrorism often, and yet it's not something that I just worry about.
Here at the St. Cloud Amtrak station, you might be surprised to hear that you have to keep track of your own luggage.
Not only are passengers on their own for watching personal bags, they also have to watch the bags of other passengers. According to a pamphlet at the station, out of 47 stops, only 20 are labeled as checked bags. St. Cloud is named as a non-check station. With no metal detectors or scanners commonly seen at airports, Amtrak travelers must now pack trust in their bags as well. For UTVS News, Krystal Frasier.